On tonight's edition of The Overtime, we'll preview the Flagstaff and Coconino boys basketball seasons. NAU football is playing for the Big Sky Conference title tomorrow in Utah. We'll discuss how they can come out on top. And NAU volleyball is hosting the Big Sky tournament right here in Flagstaff. How will the ladies fare with home court advantage in this one? All that and more next up on The Overtime. Thank you for joining us and welcome to this edition of The Overtime, Northern Arizona's only sports show. I'm your host, Cody Cameron. We have a packed show for you tonight with a lot of local sports action. And joining me as sports reporter, Zach Worhack. Zach, how you doing?
Cody, I'm doing great. Always a pleasure to be here. Let's have a great show.
Let's get things started as we transition into the winter season for high school sports. We start on the basketball court. The Flagstaff Eagles boys basketball team is underway with practice starting last week. Zach, what are your expectations for this Eagles team?
Cody, my expectations are high for this Flagstaff Eagles in the season. Last year, the Eagles finished with the 23-5 record, and I'm telling you, this season will be just as good, if not better, for the Eagles. Now, the biggest reason I think the Flagstaff Eagles will have success this year is because they have so many players returning from last season's roster, including their starting five. Now, the Eagles were able to put up some big points last season, and we never really saw them get blown out. They had a great playoff run last year, but I expect them to go even further this year if they can bring the momentum from last season into this one.
Zach, I 100% agree with you on this one. Flagstaff only lost one player to graduation on last year's team, and like you said, they bring back their starting five from last season. I know Coach Kirk will have these guys ready for the opener next Tuesday. Couple players to highlight on this team are a pair of 6'7" big men, Brett Morrow and Kaleb Hagerman. These two seniors will bring a monster presence down in the paint and will be a force for the Eagles all season long. Now moving across town to the Coconino Panthers boys basketball team. Zach, how is this team looking before the start of the season?
Now, Cody, the Panthers season will be a little bit different than what I'm expecting from the Eagles. Last season, the Panthers finished with a record of 13-16, which means that there is room for improvement. Now, to add on to this, the Panthers did lose 5 seniors from last year's roster, so they'll have a younger team. Now, having a younger team is a positive in my eyes, as the younger players are usually hungry to get on the court, and they'll do whatever it takes to win games. Now, with this being said, I expect the Panthers to improve on their finish from last season, and I think that they can hit the 500 mark, if not better, this year.
Now, Zach, Coconino head coach Kelly Smith is one of the best coaches in the area. He gets his guys ready to play week in and week out. The Panthers did lose a lot to graduation, but with key player Vinny Figueroa back for his senior season, I think the Panthers will be just fine. Vinny is the floor general for this Panthers offense, and he averaged almost 10 points a game last year. I'm excited to see who can step up and contribute for the Panthers this season. Moving to the collegiate ranks, NAU football has put themselves in a position to win the Big Sky Conference with tomorrow's matchup against Southern Utah. What do the Jacks need to do to be crowned Big Sky champs, Zach?
Well, Cody, the Lumberjacks are riding a 4-game winning streak into this season finale. So first of all, the team is going to have to channel this built-up momentum and come out hungry. Now, the same trend continues in this game as it has for the whole season. We know that Case Cookis has a cannon. Emmanuel Butler is a straight-up beast when it comes to winning battles for the ball and fighting for those yards after catch. But can this defense play 4 quarters? Now, a majority of NAU's wins this season have been in high-scoring shootouts. In order for the Lumberjacks to be crowned Big Sky Conference champions, they're going to have to earn this win. Now, their high-powered offense, I believe they can get it done, but their defense is going to have to play the best game of the season.
Zach, you already mentioned Case Cookis and Emmanuel Butler. Now, this combo continues to shatter NAU touchdown records with their incredible performances. But I think the X factor is the running back for NAU, Casey Young. Casey has already surpassed 1,000 yards rushing on the year and is really a workhorse for this offense. Now, Southern Utah does not give up a lot of points on defense, but they do give up 180 yards on the ground. Control the clock, smart game management, and win the turnover battle, and I think NAU will walk out Big Sky champs. And on to our last topic for the night. NAU volleyball has won 14 matches straight. These Jacks are rolling into the Big Sky playoffs, which are held right here in Flagstaff. Can the Lady Jacks take this tournament and be crowned conference champs?
Cody, the answer is yes. These ladies have built up so much confidence and are playing phenomenal volleyball this year. In my opinion, this is one of the most, if not the most dominant sports team that NAU has ever seen. Now, there's so much camaraderie on this team, and the ladies play with a passion and a will to win every game. I know we always talk about Janae Vanderplug and Peyton Bach, but the truth is, this is a team. After witnessing this unbelievable winning streak that the Lady Lumberjacks have accomplished, I have realized that everybody makes sacrifices for this team. Stacia Williams always putting her body on the line to make plays, Addie Lofstedt giving 100% on every swing, and even the girls on the bench are always jumping around and full of energy and screaming to keep this team fired up. Cody, I love this team, and I have 100% faith in them to win the conference championship.
Zach, you just got me fired up. This team has not lost since September 26th. That is insane. The chemistry on this court with the ladies is unreal. And with the tournament being right here in Flagstaff at the Roll Activity Center, I think the ladies will have a great chance of being crowned conference champs. Well, coming up next, we'll have Zach sit down with NAU Ice Jacks player Chris Barrett for an in-studio interview. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We have an interview with NAU Ice Jacks player Chris Barrett. Zach, take it away.
Thank you, Cody. I'm joined here by Chris Barrett, D2 Hockey. Chris, thanks for being here, buddy.
Hey, my pleasure.
All right, let's jump right into it now. So far, early in the season, you guys started off kind of slow, and then you've been picking it up, stringing some wins together here. What has changed in the season?
Really, it just came down to our mental mindset going into it. Kind of had a mentality from last year, we have to win everything. But then we broke down the game. We're playing it 10 minutes at a time, really figuring it out. Coming through as a unit. We mixed up our lines and got where we want them to be, too, so I guess that's really it.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Coach Johansson, he's been mixing up the lines a lot early in the season, but now it seems like he's found the recipe for success. Talk to me about your line with Max Mahood and Lucas Lomax. You guys have really been contributing and coming through in the past few games.
Yeah, I really like my line. We've come through a lot. We've put up a lot of points on the board, which is cool. They're both rookies, and it's funny because we never played together at all. But, we just kind of got all the points, the grinder, the goal scorer, the playmaker, so, put it all together.
Now, to go on to that, what are your expectations as the season is getting about the midway point?
It's come back for our record for sure. We have a tournament this weekend in Utah for 4 games in which we're planning on winning all of them. And overall, just keep grinding out, keep doing what we're doing, put up more points on the scoreboard, I guess.
Awesome. Now, to move on to yourself individually, you're not the biggest guy on the team, but you know how to throw around your weight pretty good. Now, is the physical play something your coaches tell you to do, or do you just love hitting?
It's definitely per player. For me, the coaches tell me to hit a lot. I always loved hitting as a kid. I had a good form for it, could stay on my skates, even though I'm a small guy. Definitely one of the funnest parts of the game for me, too, which is probably why I do it a lot. But, you got to be safe with it, so.
Now, the hitting is one aspect of the game, the goal scoring is another. You're one of the fastest guys on the team, it can be seen, and your hockey IQ, you know where to be at all times. Do you attribute the goal scoring opportunities and all the goals you've scored to your IQ or your speed and skills?
I'm going to give it to my teammates a lot. A couple passes off pad, rebounds, banging them in. But personally, speed for me has always been a factor that really helps me go around guys and get scoring opportunities for the team. So I'll give it to speed if I had to.
Now, to move on here, I got to ask you about this, the flow. What's going on with all that? What are you planning on doing with that?
Well, I started out as a goal last Thanksgiving to where I won't cut my hair until spring break of sophomore year. So in which case the team does mullets for nationals. So I will chop this into a mullet.
Wow, you're going to be rocking the mullet. What about the little stair steps in the side there?
That will be in there as well.
That's coming?
Yeah,
That's awesome. All right, Chris, thanks so much for being here with me. Good luck the rest of the season, and have fun out there, man.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks to Zach and Chris for that interview, and best of luck in the rest of your season. Jason, you've got our weekend sports schedule. How's it looking?
That's right, Cody. We got a lot of important games coming up this weekend. I'm going to tell you all about it after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Overtime. I'm Jason Friedman. We only have a few teams in action this weekend, but there are some very important games coming up, so let's get right into it. First up, we have NAU basketball taking on Emory-Riddle tonight at 7. That game will be played in Window Rock and will be the first NCAA Division I regular season game played on the Navajo Nation. The NAU football team has been moving up the polls and is now ranked 20th in the coaches poll, and they will be taking on number 18 Southern Utah on the road in what will essentially be a Big Sky championship game. This should be a great game, and I know I'm going to be watching it from the edge of my seat. And finally, the Big Sky Volleyball Championship is going on right now here in Flagstaff. The championship game will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Check out the Big Sky website, bigskyconf.com, to see the full bracket and who will be playing and where. That's all I've got for you guys this weekend. Cody, back to you.
Thanks, Jason, for this weekend's sports previews. Now, Zach, the volleyball tournament is right here at the Roll Activity Center. You got to be going to that one, man.
I'm definitely going to be there, Cody, every day, and it's just amazing that we get to host it. I'm going to go out there, and I would love to see these ladies win the championship. It's going to be awesome.
Now, the ladies won the regular season Big Sky. Janae Vanderploeg was named MVP of Big Sky. Just talk about her play a little bit. I mean, she's incredible.
She's fantastic. The way she plays, she's all around the court. Even if she's in the back row and not in her main role of outside hitter, she'll be there digging and blocking up front, too.
Now Peyton Bach, also a 6'3" player for NAU. She was also named first team all-conference. Both of those ladies, superstars for NAU. Looking forward to that. Hopefully they make it to the championship game tomorrow night. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to love seeing all that. Peyton, she goes up, she plays big.
Well, thank you to Jason, and thank you to Zach. And join me next week. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out these games. See you next Friday.